Okay, what's up everyone? How are you doing? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. And we're going to cover a couple of altcoins because they are struggling. It is Sunday, and Sunday is always the altcoin stream. Now, I'm a little bit live later than I initially wanted to be live, and that is because I fell asleep on the couch. I was really tired after, I guess, just moving to France, driving for 3 days. And then this morning I went go-karting. I had a couple of not too great nights of sleep, not like very long. So yeah, here we are. But we live. So I'm still not in my office, right? I still don't have my desk set up, but we have the opportunity to go live, and that is exactly what we're gonna do. Now, with regards to the altcoins, make sure to vote. I'm going to post this link in the chat so that you have a final opportunity to vote. I posted this already in Discord a couple of hours ago, and also in the community section in my on my Discord channel. So I'll do this up, and I'm gonna highlight this as a pinned comment and give you a little bit more time. I first will shortly cover a Bitcoin, and then we go into the alts while you guys have a final bit of voting to do, right? So okay, that's what we're gonna do now. In the morning, I actually didn't do any analysis this morning because very early we left to go-karting with Don Kyle. He's a community member, invited us, like myself and my wife, to go-karting in Hier. So that is what we did this morning, and we were home at like 3 p.m. or something, and that's when I fell asleep after. But so I actually didn't look at the chart, but hey, you know, nothing changed with regards to the scenarios that we had, where the probabilities yesterday and also the day before, when I was in France and started to make content again after the 3-day road trip, and also before France when I had my final stream here, the probabilities were higher to move down. And we still move down. Also yesterday, probabilities higher to move down. Get the weekend range going, of course. Daily naked point of control, continue a range. But as we saw on the lower time frame, which I saw, I think, I don't know if it was John or I saw it somewhere on the lower time frames. I think KG posted something as well. He's here as well. And some others in the gold Elliott wave section. This move towards the upside here, looking better as a three-wave structure. I think John was labeling WXYs in here, and yesterday I was labeling this section as a wave 4 in the bullish scenario. Now I have to check. That was, yes. So in both cases, as you can see here, two scenarios, I was looking for price to move to the downside here. When we then have our 1, 2, right, and then look for our 3, our 4, and eventually still a move towards the downside. Towards that, I would like to see it hit the weekly naked point of control, which we have here at 57.8, right? So let's see if price can reach it, and then the next thing is, can price do anything down? Is show you shortly Elliott waves here. Is some of the counts. I again have something similar. I saw KG here with a count ABC, a flat structure, right, to the downside, also looking for the same as I was looking for here in the end. And I haven't really checked the gold section here throughout the day. It was very active, gotta say as well. Here is John with some posts. But nice one by Samith, by the way. We did get another leg to the upside, but then eventually fell down. But yeah, you know, everything following the plan. So if we do zoom out, I shortly cover Bitcoin, then we jump into the alts, because the alts have the stage today. Now make sure to vote. Right, I haven't yet checked the highest voted ones. You have another like 5 to 10 minutes to vote. Then we're going to jump into the alts. maybe even less, because nothing actually changed on Bitcoin. The bullish scenario on Bitcoin remains an impulse with a finished three-wave corrective structure ABC and a new leg to the upside in a 1-2 and look for 3. Common target area for our wave 2 over here is hit the 05 to the 786, and now of course we have also already hit the golden pocket here, so I can actually now remove the 05 and just keep the 618 on my chart and use that as the common target area, right? 618 to the 786, 59.8, 57k. You don't want to hit 55.3 if you're bullish, because that's an invalidation pretty much almost for a wave 2. It's so rare for a wave 2 to move to the 886 and be bullish. It happens. It happened on the lower time frames here as well, on the lower time frames, but it's just not really a common thing for price. So it's something that we don't like to see if we're bullish, right? So preferably stay above the 886. Invalidation is the low, and we are currently again inside that common target area. In the bearish scenario, we are looking for exactly the same price action, finished a three-wave structure, but then a wave A in a bigger A, B, C flat structure, which is very attractive, gotta say. And in this flat, the price action locally is the same. We have A, we have B, we have C, right? And then common target area, and then you want another move down in wave C to reach the common target area over here for a wave 4 of a higher degree. That's a weekly time frame thing, but preferably price is moving between the white lines here, 49.1 to 38.5k, and a common target area for B, 78.6, 81.5k. But locally, A, B, C, that type of price action is the same as 1, 2, 3, right? It is basically impulse to the upside, retracement, and another impulse to the upside. In the bullish scenario is 3, and continuation. In the bearish scenario is C, and a drop to the downside, right? So that is the most important area of resistance on the chart. It is this wave B pocket. And then of course your most bearish scenario is a flat. You know, that's the way it is. This is a wave C towards the upside, being a impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, impulsive structure, but labeled as a wave C. The moment you get an impulse, you have to think A, 1, or C, right? And in this case here, we then have a wave C. Now the reason though that this does have lower probabilities compared to the scenarios where we are looking for a corrective retracement and a move back up to take the high, and it's all probabilities, that's the only thing we can trade, but a running flat, meaning wave C does not go below wave A, is very rare, never preferred, unless all of the other stuff fails. So this being a wave C has lower probabilities than counting this move up as a wave A or counting this move up as a wave 1. So therefore the probabilities would be higher for this structure, right, compared to doing that. Huh? I have seen people also count this, so they then basically have wave A over here, and then we put the white line here, and then they're like, okay, we have our wave A, we have our B, we have our C. Now it's an expanding flat. That's correct, of course, it's an expanding flat, but your wave B did pass the 1.618 on the chart, which is the orange line here at the bottom, 55k, right? We wicked it twice. And the 1.618 is very uncommon for a wave B. So again, it doesn't give great probabilities to that being a flat. Besides, we then have to think, what is this flat structure part of in the bigger context of price, right? So yeah, it's all probabilities, but the probabilities are higher for an A or a 1 compared to a wave C, but at least we have it on the chart and we are prepared, right? Because it is all risk management, because that is in the end what's going to give us the profit, right? It's consistent profitability, consistently trading the highest probabilities in your analysis, right? Because I am an NFA, not a financial advisor. So make sure to do your analysis and trade safe, right? Have good risk management, and then it doesn't matter if you have a couple of losses, you'll end up profitable. Luckily, here on the channel, we're doing very well. So that being said, that's pretty much Bitcoin, right? So nothing changed on the 4-hour time frame here. A, B, looking for that deep C, preferably to the downside. We're now already at the golden pocket. We're also at our wave 2 area over here. So if we do move towards the upside here, I am not too big of a fan of a deeper ABC at the moment. A, B, and then a wave C, and that is because we already moved towards the downside quite far. The golden pocket now, and this is what we were looking for, right? So looking for that 3, then 4, and another drop for 5. And I think that weekly naked point of control is very interesting. We do have still some support down there, 57.3, 55.7, but yeah, this is an area of interest. See if there's any support in that particular area. Okay, let's see if there is anything in Discord with regards to coins that weren't added. I don't actually think people tag me here. Oh wait. Let's see. No. Okay, cool. So we don't have any tags here. And then on the channel, right, I do see you, Jay, here. So I'm gonna quickly check the other areas here. Do we have any comments here? Nothing related to adding a coin. Okay, can I add KASPA? Yes, I can. Did you check? KASPA is indeed not in the list. So I will add it for you, sir. Actually, interesting why I didn't add a KASPA before. So, okay, there we go. Add it. Okay, what's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Saraga, Adam, Donovan, Hunter, welcome. Jen, Marcin, Bettina. How are you doing? Janis, Eric, Admin, Ibrahim. Welcome, guys. Later in the past, what's up? Does ETH/BTC count as an alt? Yeah, I mean, I don't care. There's like also NVDA and Tesla are in here. We did that last time, but it's you know, if there's enough people that are like, oh yeah, this stock is interesting, I just analyze it. You know, it's fine, no problem. So yeah, how you get into gold? It's a membership. If you click on the join button below the stream, you'll get more info, or open the description, scroll down to Elliott Wave Education, and there's a link there, written or posted behind gold. So yeah, it's the gold membership here. Kramo, welcome. Boris, how you doing? Barbie, and KASPA is added. So it is altcoin, but just to give people more time to vote, I quickly did an overview of Bitcoin. Samtai, Muges, Hares, welcome everyone, Mari. So let's see, where are we? Where are we? Wow. 34, 35 votes for the top two. Generally, these two are up there. ETH, Sol. Interesting to see NVDA doing quite well as well. Link, Ondo, Tesla, AVAX. Okay. We have some stuff to get through. It's also nice to give you a bit more time. I think next time I'm gonna put the link online a day early. So yeah, it's interesting. Taha, welcome. How is France? Is good, but I was just very exhausted today. I fell asleep, so I'm live later than I initially wanted to. I fell asleep on the couch after go-karting the whole morning, but I'm doing good. The weather is great, and yeah, so far very enjoyable. Ben, welcome. USD is also good to include. Yeah. What's up, Thijs? What's up? Let me include USDD, and then we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna start. So I'll just add this. USDT.D. Okay, there you go. Up. Save. Can we forecast a best time to load on also if someone is looking to buy? Yeah, I mean, generally, I mean, of course, you can just do a, let's go to Sol. Of course, you can do a altcoin analysis, right? And find your areas of interest. But also, keeping an eye on Bitcoin is always important. And I actually spoke about it with Donkal. So Donkal is a community member, and we went go-karting today. And he loves to trade Solana, but he always analyzes Bitcoin as well. Always. And I think that's a smart move, because if Bitcoin goes down, it tends to pull the market down, right? So yeah, it's good. Good to keep an eye on it. 215. Oh, that. I don't know what Alton is, but maybe altcoin. That alt on is blacklisted. Jera, welcome. Welcome. Okay, let's start. No? I will put the time in my, like the time that I start with the analysis per alt in my phone, so that I can post the timestamps. So we are currently live. Let's see, we're going to do Sol here. And this is minute 22. Okay. Cool. Let's go. Okay. So, okay. Preferably, of course, on the weekly time frame. We are done with the correction. 0.5, perfectly fine. And we move up, looking, of course, for all-time highs. Let me quickly go through my folders here and see what's up. That is, of course, a bearish scenario. Hit the 886. We didn't yet have a great retracement to the golden pocket, but yeah, that is a lower probability scenario. A higher probability is the bullish scenario, where you have a finished corrective structure here. That is the impulse. Yes, that's what we're looking for. That's your bearish scenario and the confluences. Okay, let's start. So here, right, on Solana, we are currently finding support on the wave 4 of a lower degree. I'll cover this in a second, what that means. But it's basically this white box, 126 to 78. And this red line is the point of control of that range, which is very interesting support. It's very interesting support. Now, on Solana, probabilities are higher for an impulsive structure to the upside, where this move is counted as an impulse in a 1, 2, and a 3, 4, 5, right? Where this is a scenario we're keeping an eye on. So in this case, you then have your 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And then your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for 4 and 5. Your common target area is 116 to 60. Right, pulled from the low of 2 to the high of 3, and is actually not yet touched. So that is why on Solana, and Solana actually is covered pretty much every week, but that's why we have been talking about, well, you know, looking for the lows to be taken at some point would be nice, also from an Elliott wave point of view, to dip into the common target area and look for maybe even that point of control at 100 to be hit. It's, of course, very attractive. Because we left a double bottom here. Now that basically means that on the lower time frame, the probabilities are lower, right? Let me do this. The probabilities are low for this low to be the end of a corrective structure here, and this to be then a wave 1, 2 continuation towards the upside, right? I can go to the daily time frame here. You can see the 886 touched twice, right? Which means probability is low. This is 1, 2, 3. We also have a very clear 3-wave structure here. And a scenario on Solana, right? If you go back to the older live streams, was the potential, at least for the WXY, where we then look for our W, our X, and our Y to the downside. We have now locally, we have already hit the 0.7. Did we touch the 86? Almost. Sharp 0.7 is hit. So a double zigzag is not very nice. And that is why a WXY or an ABC was interesting, right? And the ABC being a 5, okay, 3, 3, 5. or yeah, so W, X, Y. Sorry. So we have our W, our X, and then our Y in a zigzag, zigzag, flat. Take the highs, move towards the downside. Preferably in that case, of course, we move back below the lows to then finish a wave 5 or a wave A, which is a 5-wave structure. A, W, X, Y, that is the finish of your B. Look for a C down, hit the support area for your 4, and then move towards the upside. So the probabilities on Solana haven't changed from that regard. It would be great to see Solana hit some support from an Elliott wave point of view. That would be the box on the chart here. We'll see if we get that, yes or no. And the alternative to this scenario is moving your 3, moving your 4, moving your 5 to the left. And this move is a bigger 4, which then means you pull the fibs from the low here of this 2, the blue 2, to the high of blue 3, so the targets become a little bit lower. But it doesn't matter, because as long as price doesn't at least hit the invalidation, right, this is going to be the first target area we're going to be looking for, which means the white wave 4 at the moment, right? But and therefore the result is looking for at least one more high on Solana. Or continuation to the upside and take out the all-time high as well. No. The bearish scenario is an A, B, C, a 3-wave structure, 5-wave A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. C is very, very extended as well. Take a trend-based fib from the low to the high of A to the low of your B. Toggle on any fib and you'll see you easily pass the 1.618, probably 2.618-ish, which is uncommon for your C, higher probability for a wave 3. Right, the moment you're passing the 1.618, probabilities go up for a 3 compared to C, so that's why the probabilities for the bullish scenario are higher for any bearish scenario, and that is why we are looking for support and price to continue its journey towards the upside, towards new all-time highs on Solana. And on the daily time frame here, right, the ABC is definitely of interest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, W, X, both a zigzag structure, Y being a flat, A, B, C, took the high over here and then move down for C, take the lows over here, look for support, interest and confluence at a 100, and continue its journey towards the upside, no? That's a good idea, Relax Bro. Yeah, have 1 week of voting. And I can do it during the live stream as well. So yeah, that is Solana for you. So all fine, all good. Still looking very good. And probabilities for bears only really start to change if you start to move really low. 44 would be a minimum to hit. So yeah. Cool. Okay, second was ETH. We're finally taking the lows. Okay. And the reason that is interesting is because of the golden pocket. And also here a point of control. So okay, well, it was about time, no? So did we actually take it? Oh no, we didn't. No, we're close though. We're close. The reason. Oh wait, time. What's the time? Need to put this in my phone. 30. Timestamps, need to care about the timestamps. So on Ethereum, it is good to see that drop to the downside over here, taking out this low, likely very soon. We're so close now. And also, again, the fact that we retraced so far, we have hit the 886, right? Taken from this low to the high, lower probabilities. This is the end of a corrective structure, and this is a 1, 2, continue up in a 3, higher probabilities to take the low. The reason the golden pocket is interesting from an Elliott wave point of view is because of the 886. The 886 is taken from the high to the low, as well as the golden pocket, by the way. It's the same pool. And after an 886 touch, it is actually quite common for price to move towards the golden pocket. So it's always an area of interest. And we also here have the point of control at 2.6K as some additional support, right? Interesting support resistance flip area, which you can see here. Resistance, support potential to move towards the upside. What I don't really like to see on ETH is to change market structure, go below the range over here, right? We want to keep the market structure intact, preferably stay above this range. So I don't want to see a drop below 2.1K. No, that would be very far from where we are right now. But 2.6 is absolutely fine. Right, so no problem there. What did I have in this box? No idea. Let me put it in the confluences at least. So on Ethereum, what do we have here? So the bearish scenario, right? And we have the bullish scenario. So I explained that we've hit the 886. And the 886, again, taken from the high to the low, increases the probabilities for price to take out the all-time high. Right? The 886, rare for wave 2, for 1-2, big move down. Common for B or X, any move down, higher probability to be corrective, not impulsive. Higher probabilities to take out the all-time high still. And also locally on the lower time frame, I mean daily time frame if I would go to the lower, but we also touched the 886 here, as you can see, right? Now what does this mean? This means that counting this as a wave 1, 2, right? And then eventually a very big wave 3 to the downside has lower probabilities, because for a wave 2, the 886 is rare from an Elliott wave point of view, right? Higher probabilities that the touch here is either B or X, and the move towards the downside is corrective in a wave C or Y, right? Which therefore means probability is higher that this move down C or Y and continue up in a wave continuation of the bull market, right? We'll talk about waves in a second. The 886 touched, rare for 2, common for B or X, increasing probabilities the move down is a wave C or Y, therefore in turn increases probabilities to then sooner or later move back to the upside and take out the highs here. That is what the 886 communicates to you. Okay, so we have important support, right? Interesting. Okay, so that being said, let's look at the... I didn't have a lot of detail on Ethereum here. What's up, Powermeet? This range has been quite a long sideways structure. And we have this bump in the middle. So, of course, from a bullish point of view, continuation up, take out the all-time high. You have a double 1-2 here. I don't like a diagonal. 1-2, 1-2. What double 1-2 definitely works best. Or you have a single 1-2. That would be your bearish alternative, by the way. A single 1-2, and then you have your 3, 4, 5. So one more high to the upside, which mimics Bitcoin. But in both cases, you're still looking for the highs to be taken. So either 1-2, 1-2, and you look for 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? 2 more pushes up. Or you have a 1 sideways, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more push up. But it still means higher probabilities to take out the highs. We have the 886 touch here as well, right? Increasing probabilities to take out this high, and therefore in turn, because of the bigger 886 from this to that high and low, probability is higher to take out the all-time high. So it supports the narrative of price moving up. So yeah, that's pretty much it on ETH. No, your bearish scenario WXY would be preferably a finish structure, double zigzag, ABC, correction, ABC. Reason that this is lower probabilities, you did hit the common target area for your wave Y, which is nice. But there's two reasons the probabilities are lower for this. One, Wave C and wave W didn't reach the common target area for wave C, which is between the 1 and the 1.236 trend-based fib extension taken from the low to the high of A to the low of B. As you can see, we did not hit the 1-to-1. Number two, if this is your high, you want impulsive continuation down. 1, 2, big S3 to the downside, no? And we have hit the 886. And the 886 is rare for wave 2. Right, so again, same pool from the low to the high, touch the 886 with the retracement, which is a rare target for wave 2. So it's not really preferred. No? So it is probabilities. Now, if we do move below this range, probabilities start to change. No, they start to change. So we can count a double zigzag in here, A, B, C, correction A, B, C, right? It would make sense that this range is here because this range in the bullish scenario is a little bit of a pickle, a little bit difficult, right? So with a WXY double zigzag, we can clarify this move to the upside as a WXY finished, and then you look for 1, 2, 1, 2, and of course you want to see a very big wave 3 to the downside. But preferably before you start to be incredibly bearish, you actually want to see solid signs of weakness, which would be changing the structure. That's where it would start. No? That's where it would start. So yeah. And the reason I spoke about this range in the bearish scenario is if we are bullish and you look for 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, this bump in the middle is a little bit of it's tricky, right? It's not a great range in the middle of an impulsive structure towards the upside. With the latest move up, the highest amount of volume is also in the high here. Those are that's preferably something you see in wave 3s or a wave C. So we definitely need to take the high here to remain bullish. But we are prepared with the WXY. I don't like this bump in the middle for the bulls. Yeah, it's not a nice impulse. 1, 2, and if you then look 3, 4, 5, what's this, man? In your 3, right? Preferably you then have 1, 2, and then a bigger 3. Right, that would have been preferred. 1, 2, big 3, 4, 5. Right, wave 4 matching wave 2 in time. Now we have already quite a long sideways structure, and it's also quite deep. We're about to hit the 618 to invalidate a wave 4 if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes it tricky on ETH. I don't like this range in the middle. And counting this as a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is then 2, and have this, the 3, 4, 5. That's ridiculous. So your bullish scenario is either a single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a double 1, 2, 4, 5, 4, 5. But you definitely don't want to change the market structure. That would be bearish. And with that in mind. All right, we then have the WXY. Zoom out. Let's have a look here. What are we? Very clear 3-wave structure to the downside. We're not yet in flat territory. We actually want to go a little bit higher. Oh, wait. My fib was not on logarithmic. Oh no, we still didn't hit the 0.9. We got close, but we didn't hit it. So we got a very clear three-wave structure to the downside to begin the correction with. We retraced quite high, and then there's a couple of options, right? So your corrective options are always like zigzag, flat, WXY, triangle, huh? Making things always very easy. This is something I tend to do in live streams. So you have these are your corrective structures. Now for a zigzag, you need a 5-wave structure down, right? If you look bearish, 5, 3, 5. However, the first structure down counts very nice as a 3-waver, and also visually we can see a 3-wave structure down, right? Higher probabilities for a 3-wave structure. You can have a zigzag here, ABC 535 finished, right? But then you're looking not for a bigger zigzag ABC, which then brings us to a flat 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C. But the minimum target for a flat is the 0.9, and we actually didn't touch 4.1k taken from the high to the low, right? It's 0.9. We just missed out on hitting it, at least on my chart. We got very close though. We got very close, literally missed it by $8 on my chart. So I'm actually curious, maybe you guys know, if on some other charts we did hit the 0.9. I'll check it in a second, because then your bigger bearish scenario can be a bigger flat structure, which for Ethereum, of course, would be your bearish scenario. Now, again, it's not yet your highest probability, right? You gotta lose your point of control and your golden pocket here before we start to think anything like bearish, and preferably change market structure, right? We have the 886s here, right, as well. So it's not yet highest probability, but I can't deny, I don't like this area on ETH. Very bad area. So a flat would be nice, but the 0.9 is not hit. And also, if we talk about flats, an expanding flat is actually more common, where you take out the high. That's your most common flat. And a regular flat, which this is, you want to hit this area, which we didn't. The 0.9 is a minimum target, not hit on my chart. Then we have a WXY, which means we have a wave W here. Then you look for X, and then eventually a wave Y. In this case, right, wave Y does not have to take the low of W, but you are going to extend this range sideways, right? It's a time waster. That's what's going to happen. So you have a zigzag in W, you have your X, hit the common target, and your wave Y cannot be a zigzag. So Y then either is a flat A, B, take the high C, right? Or a triangle. Right? Now a flat in wave Y would have higher probabilities compared to a triangle. And the flat is interesting because you fake out the all-time high. 3-wave A, 3-wave B, grab the liquidity, fake out of continuation, get your wave C to the downside, take the low of your A, bear market, everyone's scared, but then preferably make a higher low, actually for wave Y, that would be great, make a higher low, and then continue up. Yeah. So the WXY would fit best in a WXY, because we haven't yet hit the 0.9 for a flat. So now, of course, we talk bearish scenarios, right? And then we have a triangle A, B, C, D, E, but then your wave B here is a WXY double zigzag, while most commonly wave C is the complex wave structure, not wave B. So it lowers probabilities that your wave B is a WXY. So, in other words, to summarize, right? For a bearish scenario on Ethereum, a currently W, X, and a Y has the highest probabilities, because a zigzag is a 535, but the problem is this is very much a 3-wave structure, right? That is bullish, by the way, because it increases probabilities to still sooner or later move up, continue the bull market to the upside, right? Because of the 3-wave nature of the first leg down. But a zigzag doesn't work. We need 535. We don't have a 5 down at the beginning. Then we have a flat, but for a flat we need to hit the 0.9, which we didn't, on my chart at least. We just missed out by a few dollars, but it's still missing out. And the common flat is an expanding flat, which means taking all-time high, but we didn't take the all-time high. We didn't hit the 0.9. Then we have a WXY, which fits perfectly well. And then we have a triangle, It's too early to call triangles, first of all, because this is then only A, B, and you still need C and D before I start to really talk triangles. And wave B is a complex WXY, but we want to see that in a wave C, not in a wave B. No. Okay. I am going to put that on the chart, that scenario. Because it's interesting. Let's make it red. Okay, there you go. Pop, put that in here. Okay. Yeah, we took the low. That's good to see. It was about time as well. Okay. Volume is very low, eh? Makes you think on ETH. Let me look at some other ETH charts here. I need to see some other ETH charts. Did we hit the 0.9 on others? Coinbase, Bitcoin. Let's go to Binance. Let's see what happened here. Low to the high. No, we also missed out here. Index. We also missed out here. Yeah, I prefer the WXY ETH, but okay, here's the thing. My head, right, says, hey, from a probability perspective, in a bullish scenario, we don't want to see a market structure change, right? We still have important support below us, the golden pocket and the point of control, right? We now hit the golden pocket. Nice to see. From the 886 to the golden pocket, it happens so often, and we finally hit it on ETH. Shoot, that was about time. Nice to catch it live as well. We've been talking about it so long, so that is nice. And we haven't lost the golden pocket and the point of control. We haven't yet visited this range here. We haven't changed market structure. But my feeling is this range here is not great for the bulls. So yeah, exactly. I also had a diagonal on the lower time frame. So then I'm either counting an A, B, and then look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave C to the downside. So this is probably stuff I've done previously. Chuck. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. 1 second here. 1 second here. So for the bulls, if we count A, we have a W. This is corrective. We ended on a high amount of volume. Decent. Now we have a long leg down to make this low. So low probabilities, this is impulsive because an extended 5 is not common. So preferably we still count this corrective, and therefore we then have a 3-wave corrective structure and look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the golden pocket, which is where we are now. 1, 2, 3, range for 4, 5, hit the golden pocket, hit the point of control, look for proof of support, and move up. That's your bullish scenario, right? Like, I do have some support down here, 2.3 to 2.2, but I don't like to see price change the market structure in a bull market. Not with like bigger ranges. That wouldn't be too awesome, too great. Now, can that thing be a range in a wave 4? So we want this to be a wave 4 in an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2. A, B, C. Yeah. So your bullish scenario is an ABC here. So last time we analyzed the chart, we had a diagonal here, which was the reason to still look for the lows to be taken. Well, we did that now. We touched the 886, as you can see here as well. Lowers the probabilities for a wave 2. But then you have a bigger 3 wave. And then again, 1, 2, look for 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's your... So because of the move down now, preferably you're still looking for a range in a 4. Get one more drop in a 5. And then you want to see market structure change, retracement, bullish CVD. If you don't know anything about CVD, right, because it's one of, if not the best tool you can use, check out this one pager in Discord. Check out the template that I have. This one is for Bitcoin, but there's also an ETH here made by Dario. Props to Dario. What an amazing guy. Hope you're doing good, Dario. So check it out, right? You want to see bullish CVDs coming in as well. And that could be a more local, interesting area for the longs. We at least are now at support, so that's something. So bullish, but if you change market structure, that's not great on ETH. And it would fit this. This is my problem. It works better with a WXY than it works for an impulse, but I never like to be dramatic. We are at support. Observe the reaction. Probabilities to take out the lows and move to the golden pocket. Typical 886 probabilities have played out. 886 to golden pocket. We can check that one again. It happens so often, right? So that is good to see. The fact that that price locally hit the 886 would support taking out the highs at some point, but we want to see support here, right? So trading is a calculated game. Look for proof of support, signs of strength. At the moment, we move to the downside impulsively, right? Preferably looking for another local 4 and another drop to the downside in a 5 for an ABC in that case, right? And then look for signs of strength, market structure change, maybe use RSI, MACD, money flow indicator, order flow, doesn't matter, CVD. And that's an interesting entry, right? That's an interesting entry. But I don't really like this range for the bulls. That's better for, this is better for the bears, right? Yeah, better for the bears. So, you know, this is and this is what CVD is, right? And this is of course on Bitcoin. So, did we hit 57? No, not yet. 57.8 is not yet touched. Okay, there you go. So yeah, ETH not looking too spicy here. We're now in the middle. This area is important. Again, don't like to see market structure change. Wait patiently for proof of support. No reason to jump the gun here. We move down. That's great. Elliott wave probabilities from 886 to golden pocket. You know, checked. Price moving down, taking out the lows. That played out. But patience here because of the potential for a double zigzag. Lower probabilities still, right? Wave C didn't hit the common target here. hit the 886, but patience necessary. Ty Fox and Bill Brower. What are you guys talking about? Yo, Tim, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? I am, unfortunately, I have to disappoint Ty Fox and Bill Brower because so far it has absolutely nicely played out. But I guess you guys are like people that jump into live streams and just say, say to all analysts like, oh, it's validated. Got no clue. But chatters chatting. NVDA. Of course, that's not an altcoin, but we will check it because it's voted for, right? So let's have a look shortly. I'm actually not sure. I don't have it in the list here. Okay. I might actually want to add it. Do I have analysis on here? No. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay. So on this is the thing. It doesn't make sense to analyze this chart because you're at all-time highs and it just keeps going up. So you first need a significant sideways range or a bigger retracement. So I mean, look at the chart. Yeah, you know what I mean. Wait, I need to write the timestamp as well. We are at what, minute 56? Okay. This was your latest bigger retracement, right? This is also the reason why I don't have a count on NVIDIA. Now I know, because it doesn't make sense to count it because it's just going up, and as long as you are in price discovery, you need to wait for a bigger range to form, and then the range will give you all the information that you need, right? But at the moment, there's let's see. So we need a bigger retracement. 1, 2, 1, 2. You have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential for a finished impulse up here, the latest move towards the upside at least. Okay, looks like a flat ABC, down again. Didn't touch the 886. That's positive for at least a good retracement. If this is a 1 and you have a zigzag 2 and another 1 and a flattened 2, first of all, if you have a double 1 2, which is most bearish, 1 2 1 2, expect a very big wave 3 to the downside. In a double 1 2, most commonly your wave 2s are the same structure. So the fact you're here looking for a zigzag and here looking for a flat at the moment lowers probabilities for a double 1 2, increasing probabilities for corrective structures. Which means continuation of a bigger trend. But yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense yet to analyze this because you want to have a deeper retracement to the downside, or at least a bigger sideways range. At the moment, the only thing we have is a bigger 3-wave structure here. We know that no, this is not phases. I don't know what this is, like market stuff, but like the colors. But if we are looking for a double 1 2 1 2 1 2, you have a zigzag flat in the 2 2s, lowest probabilities for a double 1 2, as preferably you want the same structure. Of course it's possible, but your second wave 1 is also very large in time compared to your first wave 1, but it's a lower degree wave 1, something to keep in mind. So what I'm looking for right? It's the most bearish scenario here would be a double 1 2, right? Quite simply. So that's your 1 1 2 3 4 5. That's your second. That's your up, right? Double 1 2. First wave 2 retraced to the 786. Second wave 2, I guess this is 0.5 382. What's this? 0.5. 0.5. So that's a common target with for a wave 2. So that's perfectly fine. Right. Hit the 1.618 for a B low, but preferably, if bearish, you preferably count 1 2 3 4 5 A B C. Impulsive move to the upside here, clearly. But now we touched the 886 here at the low. And the fact we touched the 886 at the low decreases probabilities that this is the end of a corrective structure and you look for a 1, 2, and 3 continuation to the upside, right? Probabilities are higher on NVIDIA to still look for lower prices and see this low taken, right? Because we have the 886. So the fact we touched the 886 here increases probabilities this move to the upside is a wave C in a bigger flat ABC, right? Increasing probabilities to take out the lows at a later stage. And then taking out the lows, we have a bit of a gap here as well. But of course, your big area of support is always in a strong market, your previous range. Right? Monty order block. The order block is important. Let's do that. So important support. What is this? 92.86. So yeah, that's your probabilities on NVIDIA. Touch the 886 locally, increasing probabilities to still take that low, which means probabilities higher to locally move down. But yeah, it doesn't make too much sense yet to analyze it in a lot of detail. 1 2 1 2 1. Highest amount of volume. New highs, volume down, 4 5. And we still have this one. Yeah. So on a very high time frame, you preferably still look for prices to move up. Volume is going down, which is something you want to see if you're in 4-5 price action. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5. Right. Now wave 4 of a higher degree does like to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree, and in this case you retrace to this small wave 4 here, but not this one. That's quite interesting. So overall on NVIDIA, right, if we talk about very high time frame stuff, the probabilities are still higher to continue up. No worries about having a deep retracement or whatever for a bigger wave 4 if we look for 4 5 4 5 4 5, right? But you still want to see price move up. 1 2 3 4 5, yeah. definitely an interesting chart because of this push here. But volume is moving down as price is moving to the upside. It's not too bullish, right? The highest amount of volume was here. So preferably we then count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Possibly, depends on lower time frame corrective structure. Another 4 and another 5. Look for a retracement and a move up. But then again, we first need to wait for a bigger range to form, right? This is absolutely minimal. And on the 1 hour time frame locally, probabilities at the moment are higher to still take the low, right? Your previous range is important support. If you lose the previous range, right, yeah, you can wick it, right, no problem. But if you lose it, then you're going to be looking for the next range and you just tumble down. Yes, Solana was the first one, and we started checking Solana at minute 22 into the live stream. So you want to go back. Okay, cool. Link. Let's have a look here. Okay, Link nicely moving into the common target area for your wave 2, which is the one you see on the chart. I need to write down, of course, the timestamp because Link at 1:06. So, common target on Link is the blue box. So we're finally en route to moving to that blue box. Yeah, and that is nice because this is actually your most bullish scenario, where you have a finished one. You look for a wave 2 hitting the common target area for your 2, and then move up with 3. What's the confluences? We have a nice support resistance box here in white, 822 to 980. In confluence with the golden pocket. We have also in confluence with the golden pocket this little order block here, and of course the whole previous range is an area of support. No, so good. So solid retracement almost at the 0.5. That is where your common target area starts, but the 0.5 doesn't have like a solid additional like support area. Right, I always like to look for additional areas of support and resistance. We just moved below the daily, so we had a daily here. Daily here. We have a daily here. Right, so that's dailies around the 0.5. We broke the upper one, so you still have one daily left. But below that, it's a bit of a gap, no? And then you end up at the golden pocket. But by all means, you are now moving into the wave 2 area. And also in this case, right, on Link, simple support resistance, no? Here. What? So we never really got back and changed structure, but yeah, support, move below, resistance, down. So, but yeah. Anyway, from an Elliott wave point of view, we can count a nice impulse from the low. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Look for a retracement in 2, and then a continuation up. That's your most bullish scenario. Is 1, 2, and up we go. Probabilities are higher for the bullish scenario compared to a bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is that this impulse to the upside is counted as a wave C in a flat A, B, C, right? The reason this is a lower probability scenario has 2 reasons. First of all, your wave B only retraced to the 105 Fibonacci, taken from the low to the high of A. The 105 is a uncommon target for a wave B in an expanding flat, and we are talking about an expanding flat because of the extension of your wave C being so high, right? The 105 is common for a regular flat, but in a regular flat you want wave C to end at the, somewhere here. But we didn't. We extended to the upside, right? So we moved above the target area for a regular flat wave C. And the 105 is a uncommon target for a wave B. So that increases probabilities. This move up is an A or 1 compared to it being a wave C, no? Which in turn increases probabilities for the bulls compared to the bears. That's all probabilities. So low, high to the low, 1.618, wave C. This is an expanding flat target, 2.618, right? Less common, 2.618 is very extended for a wave C and an expanding flat. Now let me, because now I have a clean chart. Oops. Expanding flat, go back. So you can see the 105 hit. Right, the 105 is hit. Now your most common target area in Link is between the two 1.618s, but interestingly on this chart they're exactly at the same level. And of course we didn't stop here, we moved above the 1.618 towards the 2.618, and that is a less common target for a wave C and an expanding flat as well. Plus you have a 105 touch here, which is a less common target for a wave B in an expanding flat. So therefore the probabilities would be on the side to count this bullish in a 1-2 and continuation to the upside, no? Right. No, there we go. That is pretty much Link for you. 780 value area high, 722 point of control is always interesting, but this white box is a big area, so positive. So well, let's see if Link can make it to the downside here. Hit the common target area for your wave 2. Look for some nice proof of support, right? And continue to the upside. And proof of support, depends on what you're looking for, but at least seeing price stop moving to the downside, right? That's step 1. So hold, form a range, get a bit of a bounce to the upside. You always get a retracement, and then look for some nice signs of strength, CVD, other indicators, whatever you use, market structure, volume. You want to see a corrective, a 3-wave structure down, and of course locally we are then looking for an impulsive structure up, right? So we want to count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, 3-wave move down, and then look for another leg to the upside, break the structure, continue up. So from an Elliott wave point of view, this at the moment is not interesting, right? Patience, waiting for price to show us what it wants to do, right? It makes absolutely zero sense to, yeah, I mean, it depends on your plan and strategy, but to try and catch a low and like all that stuff, right? I much prefer to miss the low but have a high probability setup. So price hit the support, golden pocket, where maybe range to grab the lows once more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure, 3-wave retracement confirmed if we then hit the 0.618, right? Bullish CVD divergence, area of interest, entry, data, no financial advice, of course, and then I'm like, okay, cool, right? And we're talking about higher time frames as well, right? This is daily, weekly time frame stuff, right? There's so much potential. Like, I don't care about missing the absolute like low, you know. I care about entering in my wave 2. I care about entering here, right? This easiest entry was this one, right, on Link. Here, reason, we hit the 886. I mean, look, here we go again. 886 to golden pocket. I've been talking about this on ETH. Another example, right? So we make a low, we sweep the lows, we move up, right? We still make a lower low, cool. We move down, okay, we move up. We hit the 886. Move to the golden pocket. Interesting, right? 886 touch, probability is high to take out the high. Retrace to the golden pocket, always interesting. Look for signs of strength, up. I don't care about missing this low here. I care about probabilities. So I want to see local structures to give me extra confidence. So yeah, nice. Et voilà. ONDO. What the hell is ONDO? And also let me have a look at chat. Do we have ONDO? Yes. Yo, what's this? What's this? Do I have anything here? I had a finished impulse here. A finished impulsive structure with a wave 5 here at the high. Well, that one has now played out. So we okay, well, we can go to a daily, I suppose. Like, this chart is still very new. Let me actually have a look quickly what okay, what's been... Oh, LCX. Yeah, I should add that. I'll make sure to add that to the list. Let me just at least edit. Let's quickly add this. If you're watching the VOD, just go to the next timestamp, because I'll put the timestamps in. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, AVAX will be next, but let's start with ONDO now. Oh, opium. I mean, ETH is a bit tricky. On Bitcoin, of course, we've been looking for 57.8. Right, that is mainly your area of your biggest area of support. But if that doesn't hold, things become a bit more difficult on Bitcoin, right? Because then you're going to count this move to the upside slowly but surely as a C, and look for a bigger impulse down, which is against the probabilities. But that is then the way it is. We have been trickling to the downside. We have been counting this as an impulse, preferably for a wave C, right, in an ABC. But we're gonna have a look in a second. Mr. Brownbuck, what's up? What a weekend! Yeah, what a Sunday. Yes, and like SPX. I should probably write myself somewhere in Discord. Wait. Let me just do. What was the other one? And how to take trades based on probability. Well, with Elliott waves, you get directional bias, as I like to call it, right? So you get an idea of the highest probability direction for price, and then what you're looking for is additional areas of support or resistance in the Elliott wave area, right? So if your highest probability Elliott wave support area is between the 0.5786, common for a wave 2, in that area, you look for additional support resistance areas preferably, and look for signs of strength, something I've been looking or talking about, of course, in the stream here. And then those signs of strength will then translate into a position. So you can trade the probabilities. And if you want to do very clean Elliott wave trading, then the highest probability scenario is the one you're looking for always. Yo, Lux guy. Yeah, no, so I don't use moon phase. It's just my stock market chart always has those colors. Sol was minute 22. Quick email needed. Welcome. AVAX has more votes. Yes, after a refresh, but not at the beginning of the stream. So we're going to do that one after checking on these. Make sure to vote. Have a plan, right? Have a plan. Yo, Tim, cheers, man. Welcome to the team. I'll make sure to check it out. Yeah, most common is sideways weekends. We did pretty good with price moving sideways, but now we are not moving sideways. We're also moving below the weekly naked point of control, so we are losing important support now. Touching the daily naked point of control, yeah. Yeah. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Looks like a solid impulse, but you don't want to go towards the 886. I don't know out of my head where it is. Let's check Bitcoin in a second, but focus on ONDO first. All right. So on ONDO Finance, as you can see, I don't really have any form of analysis, and that's also because this chart is relatively new. I did have it in my list here, but it's a relatively new chart. Now at the beginning I showed that we were looking for a wave 5 to end here at the high, but I removed that analysis because now of course we had to move towards the downside. ONDO, what minute are we? 107, no, 120. Cool. So yeah, moving to the downside impulsively, and it's the same as on ETH, same as on Link, arguably same as on Bitcoin, where you move down, big red candles, right? And in this case, a little bit of a volume bump, but there's not yet any local sign of strength, local sign of support. We have a monthly gap down here, so let me quickly have a look at some support resistance areas on this chart. We have a weekly here as well. Weekly on the chart. Go to the daily. I don't really like to use the daily. So this is important support, and from a volume profile standpoint, lost the value area high. Wow, where's the volume? Okay. I want to see, okay. Oh, the point of control is quite low actually, 0.43. Okay, so we have clear support to the downside, preferably still a little lower actually, 6.1 to 4.8 as a order block as well here. Actually, we can make this an order block. There we go. Nice. So what's not too great on ONDO is for a bullish. Do we have overlap? We do. Yeah, of course with the wick we do. We do have overlap here between 1 and 4. That's not really something you like to see. Bitcoin was at the very beginning of the stream. We'll have a look at Bitcoin after ONDO and then we go to AVAX. So we have overlap here, so I don't like to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, the end of your wave 4 though did end above your 2. So the only, and wait, is your wave 3 shortest or not? Let's take the high. Need to use different pools. No, your wave 3 is always going to be longer than your wave 5. So of course a bullish count 1, 2, 3 sideways, 4, 5, where the end of your wave 4 does not have overlap with your wave 1, but the beginning of your 4 has. Let's make this red here. To everyone, by the way, being scared, and first of all, remain level-headed, right? Price is moving down, it moves up, it moves down, right? No problem. If you are trading with a solid plan or strategy, then you should have good risk management. And if you do incur a loss as price is moving down or moving up, right, it's part of the plan. You won't have a 100% win rate, right? You'll have a lower win rate, but if you have good risk management, you are a profitable trader down the line, right? So have a plan, have a strategy, and for local strength, right, just like on ETH and on Link and on Bitcoin, wait for local signs of strength, right? As price moves down, you want to wait for the next range on the chart. The next range will give you all of the information that you need for a new setup from an Elliott wave point of view. But if you have good risk management and you actually know how to trade with 1% maximum, I don't recommend it, but maximum 5% risk per trade, but preferably 1% risk per trade, then a loss is just another trade, right? And you're going to look for the next setup. So when the probabilities of your analysis are not playing out, you're like, I lost a trade. Well, no problem, right? Lost 1% of my portfolio. Look for the next one. And voila, no? So I guess that with the moves down, there's a lot of emotion in the market. But if you have a plan and a strategy, guys, right? Just trade your plan and your strat. Have good risk management, 1% per trade. Don't try to be a millionaire tomorrow, right? That's not going to happen. You're going to lose all your savings if you put it in with 100x on the chart, and your liquidation is going to be hit and you're going to be crying in a corner of your house, right? Like, fuck. Right? So good, solid risk management. Remain calm-headed, remain calm, patient, have a plan, have a strat, right? Trade 1% risk per trade. Track data and statistics to make sure your plan actually works. And execute, right? And if you then have moves that are unexpected, or you take a certain high or a low, or something is happening and your probabilities haven't played out with your analysis, you lose 1% or maybe 2 or 3, but that's still okay-ish, right? And you look for the next trade and the next setup, and you'll be winning, because based on data, over 100 trades, you're a winning trader, right? So I see comments like MT, by the way. MT always likes to be sarcastic, but I do think that these type of messages do induce emotion. Please, don't trade based on what other people say, nor in chat, nor online. Have your own strat, your own analysis, and use that as the backbone of your strategy, right? Follow 6 steps. 1, try as many free tools as you can on TradingView, right, to get experience. Also use indicators. 2, find your favorite tools and build statistics on them, right? Get your Excel sheet out, build statistics on the tool to see how they work, right? And see when are they good, when are they not good. Now you're working on a plan. Step 3 is combine different tools together, and now track statistics on the combination of the tools. So now you're really starting to build a strategy, right? Step 4 is tweak and adjust, add a tool, remove a tool, build more statistics, see if you can increase the win rate or the risk to reward ratio or other statistics you're looking at. Step 5 is start trading with a low amount of money and focus on your trading psychology, which is your mindset, which is important during moments like this. And then step 6 is increase your portfolio size slowly so you can get used to bigger losses, because bigger wins is easy, right? So having a plan and a strategy makes trading very easy. It's a risk management game. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? It's long-term consistency. That is what matters the most. And if you have a losing trade, it's no problem, because there is no trader with a 100% win rate. I would recommend to read the books of market wizards, awesome books, the best traders in the world back in the day, interviewed, and you will see that some of them kept losing, right? But eventually found it, it clicked, they started winning, but started winning still means a 50% win rate, a 60, 70% win rate, sometimes even a 40% win rate, right? But if their risk to reward ratio is good, doesn't matter, right? So you'll be losing 60 trades out of 100, but if your 40 trades that you win are 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 10, fuck the 60 losses, right? So have a plan, have a strat. Don't be emotional in the market, because the emotions are the ones that are going to kill you, right? The emotions are the one that are going to wreck your portfolio, wreck your trading account. You got to be level-headed. Yeah, we got to move down. Yeah, on Bitcoin, we also have a move down. You know, it's the way it is, right? But if you have a plan and a strat and good risk management, you know exactly what to look for. And if it's a loss, 1% down, okay, cool, up, looking for the next one. So please don't look online, don't go to Twitter, don't go to hype live streams where they talk about bear market started. Don't go to hype live streams that say 500 million Bitcoin price by the end of the year, right? That bullshit, filter it out. Go to analysts that actually just talk about what I talk about. Welcome. And trade responsibly, sensibly, with a plan. And if you are someone that wants to get rich quick, then this is not the channel for you, right? We talk about consistent profitability. But focus on your emotions, and you'll be ahead of the game of most of the people in this market. Anyway, on ONDO here, that's where we were. This would be your bullish scenario here. Now, what is not ideal, of course, is that you do have overlap. We can count a little bit of a triangle-ish structure here, as you can see on the chart, right? So it leads me to two scenarios, which is the first one being the one on the chart. The second is an A, WXY, B, and then a C towards the upside, but it is a very high wave Y. The Nifty 50 was already analyzed in, I think, a stream a few weeks ago. And it was going up at that time impulsively. But maybe later. Depends on the votes. So this would be your bullish count, where you're looking for a retracement to the downside. The golden pocket is actually just below the weekly, but the common target area for a wave 2 is the 05786, with the 05 being in the support area. So that's quite interesting. 0.53 would be an area of interest on the chart. The low of 2 is in confluence with the golden pocket. Golden pocket, always important. And also in confluence with the point of control that you take over here. There's actually not too much volume in this small little range. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. 0.42. Right? So a little point of control of this range over here in confluence with the 618 as well. So also here is an area of support. So these would be two areas that are relatively interesting. Locally, price moving to the downside, looking for 1212, 3, 4545. So preferably on ONDO over here, still looking for range down, range down, right? So you can see over here we have a start, right? Typical 1-2. Of course, I don't really have to analyze this on the lower time frame. It looks like 1-2-1-2. Then you get a bigger move towards the downside, counted as a 3, preferably 4-5-4-5. 1-2-1-2, 3, 4-5-4-5. Then that is the moment to observe support. No? I see the reaction. Okay. Your bearish scenario. Also. We'll move this out, do this, do that, this. Okay, cool. Bearish does have a bit lower probabilities, because if this then has to be WXY, but your Y is so high above your W even, it doesn't really make too much sense as an ABC. But we have a clear impulse up here, correction up, sideways up. So the probabilities on ONDO are higher to look for a bigger 2. Oh, I do want this fib in my group 1. Even though I don't like overlap between 1 and 4, But this is then the low of your triangle, right? A, B, and then get your C, D, and eventually your E. The end of your triangle is not overlapping with 1. It's not a great structure because you don't want overlap between 1 and 4 in an impulse. It invalidates an impulse, but you have a triangle which then ends above your 1, even though a wave had overlap with 1. So first of all, I don't like that, right? I preferably see a wave 3 extend and then 4 not overlapping with any piece of price action with a wave 1, right? But because in a triangle, the end of your triangle doesn't overlap with 1, I can at least say, okay, you know, that would be the only way to say, that's like okay-ish, but it's definitely not something we like. Corrective would be ABCs, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to end this impulse to the upside with. You have a couple of 1, 2s ending in a couple of 4, 5s, right over here. So we can clearly see we have a move up, down, sideways, finishing with a move up. So an ABC would be your bearish scenario. ABC with a WXY ending with a triangle in your wave Y, preferably. So by the way, it makes me think of a double zigzag. A, B, C, W, have a X here, and then A, B, C in Y. That probably works better. WXYs, yeah. It's very shallow. Even for a wave Y, we didn't even hit the 0.618 target for a wave Y, which is very short. So, yeah. Definitely looking for a bit of a retracement into the support, right? Locally, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So preferably still some nice ranges, and then look for signs of strength and a move up. Okay. No, I can't, guys. There's so much emotion. How are we doing? We're at support now, so this is it. We are going to move to AVAX, right? Okay, still above the 0.78 is a common target still for a wave 2. 56.4. So okay, well, there we are. We finally hit the weekly naked point of control, right? An area that we have been looking for. So very good. And just like on Ethereum and Link and ONDO and all the charts that move down, it's not about caring to take to snipe the high or the low and get a nice picture to share with your friends. It's about fucking consistent profitability and looking for signs of strength. So we had a nice move to the downside, right? Absolutely perfect. Currently at the weekly naked point of control, which is the area that we've been looking for. Keeping an eye on the reaction here, right? Solid move down, and now keeping an eye on the reaction. What we actually want to see, of course, and we currently have the highest amount of volume in the low, that at least of this local structure to the downside. That is only really something you want to see in a wave C, so a corrective structure. On the 2-hour volume here, still moving down. Also the 1 hour. So far the volume, as price is making lower lows, also here still moving to the downside. So volume is actually not increasing to the downside, it's decreasing as price is moving down. Of course it is weekend, but still it's an important detail on the chart. Let me actually put a channel up here that pop, and then okay, so this is the first time we have moved below the channel here. It's too shallow, too shallow. There's not really so in a very bearish scenario you would like to see a 1-2 and then another 1-2 and then a very big 3 down, but we never really had a second proper wave 2. But we are now at support, so this is where things get interesting, right? So in this case what we are looking for is not like, so I get the emotion in the market. I just covered a bit of like, you know, control your emotions, be level-headed, be patient. Now that we finally hit the area of interest, right? Remember, before I moved to France, we did the live stream here, probability is higher to move down, right? Yesterday, probability is higher to move down, keeping an eye on that weekly naked point of control all the time. We're now at the weekly naked point of control. We hit the daily naked point of control here to continue the weekend range. Pretty impressive Sunday price action, right? Not gonna lie. But now we are down here at the weekly naked point of control. We finally hit it. So now it's interesting to look for signs of strength, right? And in that case, it depends what you're looking for, but at least seeing an impulse to the upside from an Elliott wave point of view and then a 3-wave corrective structure gives a potential long opportunity, right? Bullish CVDs, volume back towards the upside, RSI, MACD, money flow indicator, whatever you like to use, right? Whatever tools you like to use, moving back above the VWAP, moving back above the moving averages, you name it, yeah, you name it. But this is now an area of interest, looking for signs of support. We do have the highest amount of volume in the local move down, currently in the absolute low, which is not ideal. I would have been nicer if you get a range, maybe wick the low and then move up, so that you make another low on a lower amount of volume. That would actually be nicer from an Elliott wave point of view. What was that? Oh, my group was this. But we are at support. So now it's interesting. See what price does here. We finally moved down to the weekly naked point of control. So pretty cool. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So AVAX here. All right, let's refresh. We've already, by the way, for the people just joining, we have done Solana minute 22, ETH minute 30, NVDA, well, it's in the list, so minute 56. And if it's voted for by the community has the voice now, right? NVIDIA minute 56, Link 1 hour 6 minutes, ONDO 1 hour 20 minutes. Now we had a look at Bitcoin, and we're going to continue with AVAX. Okay. Here we are. I actually think I haven't looked at AVAX for quite a long time. Which is clearly visible based on my fibs here. Okay. We got pretty close to the point of control. Did we 66? Yeah. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, I'm happy to see that. AVAX is 143. Okay, cool. Okay, that's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Ooh, same structure as on many alts here. Didn't manage to get above the support resistance area. Many alts, of course, dropped down, had a very long sideways range, increasing probabilities to move down again. Support, resistance, simple flip, breakdown. And now we hit the common target area for a 2 or B in your bullish scenario. Okay, so Confluence is doing the job. Let me have a look here. Weekly. So we have a weekly level here. And all the way down here. But if you go all the way down here, you're going to take the low anyway. So volume. Point of control. In Confluence with the golden pocket. That's sweet. and the 786 in confluence with the value area low. So I'm going to mark both of them. When I do Elliott wave analysis, I tend to be pretty quiet because I'm focusing. Okay, and the retracement. So we have a very clear bullish scenario, of course, where you're counting the move up as a 1 or an A, and a very clear bearish scenario, where the move towards the upside is counted as a wave C. Oop. And then a flat. I think I need to go lower though. Yeah. So what I do here is we have overlap here, right? So if one is very bearish, then we would like this low to be a wave 5 of then a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, right? So that you have a final 5 down to get a correction and a continuation. But we have overlap here. So I'm immediately checking for diagonals because if there's overlap, you want to check for diagonals. And that means you can pull a channel because, of course, in your bearish case, you then do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And you have overlap between 1 and 4. That is what you like to see in a diagonal, right? I need a neutral template line here. But you have overlap, so that's perfectly fine. However, a little trick is that you pull the channel from the end of 1 to the end of 3 to the end of 4 and wave 4, or sorry, end of 2 here. And your wave 4 is not allowed to hit the channel. Because the moment it does, right? The moment it does, you're looking at an expanding diagonal, and an expanding diagonal is very rare, right? So it lowers probabilities for a diagonal, which then lowers probabilities for a wave 5. And in an expanding diagonal, your 5 has to be longer than 3, but it isn't. Now let's turn this off. So if we turn log off, then of course we have still overlap, but we still take it from your low to the high here, and then you didn't hit it. However, definitely it's 60%. Holy moly, 600% up. So yeah, I do like to use log. So yeah, here wave 4 hit the high of the channel. On the linear chart it didn't, but on the logarithmic chart it did. Most bearish, of course, is 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. But this move up, if this is an ABC, your C is very short. 1 2 3 4 5 ABC didn't even hit the 0.618, so that's not preferred. So preferably we then end the wave 5 here, but then we need an internal 1 2 3 4 5. Low, high, 618. Did we touch it? Yes, we did. So that invalidates a wave 4. It's very rare for wave 4 to actually hit the 618. Yeah, the point of control at 17, yo. That's yeah, the point of control is definitely interesting. If we want to count this as a flat ABC, it's starting to be tricky for a flat, because if we are counting a flat A, B, C and continue up, your wave C should not end after the 2-fib time. If it does, it lowers probabilities for a C, and that's the 31st of August. Still a lot of time, right? But we're on a 3-day chart here, where you then look 1 2 3 4 5, but you have overlap, so you have to look for diagonals again. 1 2, no, yeah, this has to be, because wave 2 and 4 in a diagonal have to be zigzag family structures. So you need a zigzag family down, zigzag family down, and it's an ending diagonal, so therefore all of the waves have to be 3-wave structures to the downside, right? Wave 4 at least didn't hit the channel, and also not on linear. Now this can definitely be a 3-waver, looking at the volume at the low, typical for C's to end with such a structure. A, B, look for C, that's perfectly fine. No, probability is not great for a flat. Here we need to count a. In this case, this has to be A, B, C as well, but C is very short. So that increases probabilities for this to be a wave 5 impulsive top. And that means that in a bullish scenario, you can have your A and 1 move to the right. Remove this one here. This. I do like to keep the lower fib levels on the chart taken till this high here. Nope, I don't. Okay, we just missed out on hitting the 618 here. So in a bullish scenario, of course, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure on the weekly. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. Of course, that's your most bullish scenario, right? So then you move to here. In the bearish one, we're looking for another leg down, impulse down, flat, impulse down. But then in that case, you really need to slide through support here, because you're looking for wave 3. And that means that on the lower time frames, you need impulsive structures to the downside, not corrective structures to the downside. If this is a 5, 3, 5, wave C, of course, needs to be an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Bearish scenario to move much, much, much lower. Bitcoin needs to do crazy stuff as well in that case. However, if we zoom in to the daily, so you want to count impulsive structures down, right? Of course, you have a sharp move down, but an impulse, there's 3 types, right? So you have a regular impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, retracement, continuation, and a double 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, and or a third 1, 2, or a fourth 1, 2. But then you expect a very big move to the downside, right? So one of these 3 is what you're going to be looking for. And this first structure down, we can of course count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highest amount of volume is in the low. And your wave 5 is your longest wave, which means an extended 5. However, an extended 5 is a rare impulsive structure, right? So your most common impulse is a 1, 2 extended 3, 4, 5, right? And then you have the extended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have the extended 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 5, right? This is most common, extended 3. Extended 1 and an extended 5 are a lot less common, especially on the lower daily time frames, right? So therefore, with the highest volume being in the low, all things considered, we have to think of a C here as well, right? Oh, side note, we have overlap here as well. Now this is low time frame stuff really, but we do have overlap between the low and the high here, which is not allowed in an impulse. Ooh, I need to go very low. Yeah, and you have overlap as well, which doesn't support an impulse as a first structure down. Now, with an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, having low probabilities, highest amount of volume in a 5, extended 5th, overlap 1 and 4. We have to think about diagonals or a double 1, 2, but in a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, you don't want this long sideways range, right? Which we did. You want to see strong continuation. And in a diagonal, of course, this is not a diagonal. So therefore, we have to consider a 3-wave W, and this is why I put it on the chart earlier. So you saw me put a WXY on the chart earlier. And that is because of what I explained now, but didn't explain earlier. I was thinking, but this is the thought process. So I put the WXY on the chart because yes, we do have sharp moves to the downside, but in a double zigzag WXY, you look for a W, you look for X, and you look for a Y, right? And preferably your wave Y in a double zigzag ends on high volume. It's scary, people get scared and sell the bags and all that stuff. So it's actually something you do like to see. Same also on other coins and Bitcoin and whatnot. So the probabilities on AVAX locally here are higher to look for a corrective structure down, right? Meaning impulse, correction, take the high at a later stage, okay? We are now at a weekly. Now I would like to see, not gonna lie, I would like to see 17. That's in confluence with the golden pocket as well, right? So that's very, very interesting support. Weekly 21, okay, that's something. I think the point of control 21.17 But 17 arguably with the golden pocket confluence is a bit more interesting. And then again, look for signs of strength, right? So from an Elliott wave point of view, it makes most sense from a probabilities perspective with the move down we have to look for price to find support and look for another high on the chart, right? And your most interesting level of support really would be that point of control at 17.21 here, around 17. That's definitely an area of interest. And then look for signs of strength here locally to look for potential positions, of course. So market structure change, right? Volume to the upside, an impulsive move up, not a corrective structure, right? So what I just did here, you want to look for either a impulse, diagonal, or a double 1-2 on the lower time frames, right? That's what you're looking for. Check your RSI, your other tools. Maybe you want to see price move above VWAP, moving averages, whatever it is, to give you more confidence. Right, so yeah, very, very interesting. And look out for just very simple support resistance areas, right? It can't be sometimes, more simple than this. Support up, support for weeks, move below support, retest as resistant, and you move down. Like that is classic support resistance trading, no? Break of structure, retest, continue to the downside. So keep an eye on that market structure. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Wow, we're getting somewhere, no? Okay. I don't actually know. Chat, are you still awake? Are we still live, or are you guys just chilling and watching? Like it's TV here. It's so quiet in chat. I don't even know if I'm still live. What are you guys up to? There's 200 people, 142 here, 143 peeps watching. Popcorn and watching. Okay. 140 people watching. You guys are so silent. I gotta double check if I'm still here, yo. Okay, cheers everyone. Thanks thanks Boris Frembo for typing here. Yeah, you guys are making me think twice, eh? Yo. Oh boy. Watching the 100-meter sprints as well. Oh yo. On the 400-meter, I heard that Femke Bol did well. She got gold with the team. Wait. Yo, Google, what's up, yo? What are we doing? Fancy. Oh, we can throw flowers on this is the first time I see this on Google. Actually, check it out. You don't have to appear on stream, but look. Femke Bol Olympische Spelen, she got gold, right? At the Olympics with her team, and Google put this flower in, and I can like what the hell? Okay, interesting. Mega random this. Okay, super random. But anyway, yeah, the Olympics, very, very interesting. The Netherlands yesterday, I believe, had 5 medals so far. I really like the fact that the French swimmer got gold. The guy, I don't know his name. I forgot his name, but he got gold in swimming. What's the time for the time step of near? 2 of let's do 5. Okay. But I really like the fact he got gold. Like that was really cool, and the audience was mega supportive as well. Okay. So 2 trend lines. We remove those. ETH is analyzed. Check out minute 30 in the stream. The problem I have with ETH, so first of all, ETH is still in bullish market structure, right? In the bullish scenario, you just don't want to change the market structure. But moving down now, what ETH is doing to the golden pocket point of control, if you check the analysis, is actually positive, because that's exactly what we're looking for, right? 886 to the golden pocket happened again, right? Check. Yeah, so you wanna maintain market structure for the bullish scenarios. because we do have a WXY bearish scenario, which would explain a range in the middle of the latest pump on ETH. You have a range in the middle, which is, from a bullish perspective, quite an annoying structure. If you lose market structure, it's not looking too great. But yeah. But check the analysis, minute 30. I'll put the timestamps in afterwards. So for the people that are not able to watch the full thing, I'll put the timestamps in after. But ETH was minute 30. Okay, but here we are at near, right? So near, interesting. I have the Confluence folder opened. I don't have any Elliott wave counts on near opened here, right? I don't have the folders. I just have my Confluence folder. And the main reason for this is pretty much what you see on the chart, is that we have support down here. We have resistance up here. And this is just a void. So preferably, we actually move down a little lower, right? And your range here is always interesting support. So we do have a blue box between 354 and 324 on near. Did we take this low? Yes, we did. We took the low as well. This is the same as ETH, isn't it? We got an 886 here. Yeah, okay, so we have the 886. That increases probabilities. Okay. Now I know what. Okay, let's put that in there. 886. Yes, I do leverage trading. My max leverage is 10, but most of the time I'm at 5x. And the only reason I use 5x or 10 is not to increase my risk. It is to make sure I can risk 1% per trade. Because if my stop loss, right, if the stop loss is less than 1%, on this chart I can barely do that. If you have a stop loss that is less than 1%, you need at least 2x to enter with a 1% risk of your portfolio. So if you have a 100K portfolio and you want to risk 1%, 1K, the moment your stop loss is 0.5, you need to use 2x to risk 1K, putting your full portfolio in, right? However, the reason I like to use 5x or 10x is I still risk 1%, okay? I risk 1%, but I keep some money on the side for potential future setups, right? And I know that I can always enter with 5x. I don't have to mess around with my leverage all the time. Change it from 1x to 2x to then 3x, depending on my stop loss. So I always have it at 5x or 10x because it works well. My liquidation is never my stop loss. Most of the time I use 5x, and I just use it to make sure I can enter with a 1% risk. And still have money on the side as well to enter future positions if they're there. Right? So max leverage 10x, but usually 5x. Okay. So I kind of know what the deal was here on near. Cheers, Ahmed. The mid altcoin analysis BTC mentions multi-90. Doge, make sure to vote. Okay. Good afternoon, Eugene. South Carolina. I love the English city names, man. It sounds like a movie every time, like South Carolina, like movie stuff. Make sure to vote. A lot of rain. Yeah, stay safe. I heard that in Florida there's hurricane stuff going on from maybe a band-aid, so hopefully everyone there doing good. But so we have a move towards the upside, and like on multiple coins as well as ETH, we have an 886 touch here at the high. right? So the fact we touched the 886 lowers the probabilities for a wave 2. Okay. In other words, counting this as a 1, 2, and look for a very big wave 3 to the downside and new lows, lowered in probabilities because of the 886 touch here. Right. Now the only alternative for a full bear is to move the 886 from this high to this low and count this as a wave A, B, and then a wave C towards the upside, A, B, C flat. The problem for a flat is that, right, just to make it visual for everyone, if this is A, B, C, you will take a fib from the end or the start of A to the end of A, you toggle on the most common target for your flat wave B. And you can see you got a big spike below the 1.618. Now, your most common target is the 1.236 to the 1.38, right? The 1.618 is an uncommon target for B, but look at the wick, right? This wick, this wick easily goes to like 2, maybe even a 2.618. Do I have a 2 in here? Yeah, okay, the 2. It didn't hit the 2.618, but it easily went to a 2, which of course for a wave B is very low. It's very low for a wave B in an expanding flat. It's quite a wick, actually, from the low to the high. Yeah, you closed 4-hour candle below the 1.618. So that's not nice. It's not really what we like to see from an Elliott wave point of view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing with a potential diagonal here? Wave 5, of course, is shorter. Yeah, so then you would have this. Then you would have this. And then you have that. So we're now talking about a more bearish scenario, by the way, just to make sure you are. Oh yeah, and then of course you need a 1 and then a 2 and a ta-ta-ta. Now your wave 2 is of course absolutely massive. Yeah, your wave 2 is like 10 times the length of 1. Even more. About 11 times the length of wave 1. So you have a 1, A, B, C, 2. Wave 2 is very long in time, right? 11 times longer than your wave 1. It's not very common. And then you have another 1, another flat. We took the low, right? So preferably another looks like a proper move, right? Impulsive structure. Take another fib again from the low to the high here, but this time we actually hit the common target, right? 1.236 to 1.38. Of course, in your most bearish scenario, you then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and you're now working on a wave 3. Okay, so we got a bearish scenario. And of course, if you count wave 2 like this with a flat, again, it's very long with a very deep B, so it's not great. But if you take a fib from the start to the end of your 1, that's the only way to avoid an 886 touch at the high, and you still got close. And of course that means your wave 1 has to be a 5-wave impulsive structure. Look at this, look at this messy, right? It's very 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then what? Took the low. Diagonal is not possible, so yeah, not great. I'm not happy about counting it as a nice 1-2-1-2 like that. Of course, would be your bearish scenario, but counting this as a 1 is very difficult. Putting 1 over here leads to a very 3-wavy structure, lots of overlap, but you can't count it a diagonal because of this move to the downside being so long, way longer than your wave 3. Of course, you can have A, B, C, diagonal in here, A, B, C, right, and then double 1-2. That's of course your most bearish scenario. But I can't yet give it the highest probabilities. You know, it's a very long first 2, very deep for wave 2 as well, and a very long wave B hitting the 1.618. So it's not ideal. Now the problem with near, I remember, is the start though. So it's without even looking at here, the start is a bit tricky, because at the start we have this. You see the overlap here at the beginning. So of course in an impulse what we preferably see is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 overlap perfectly fine, but then get an explosive 3, move out of the 1-2 ranges, and then start ranging in 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. This is your traditional impulsive structure, right? That is what you preferably look for. Range, 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 push, range, 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 right? It's still grinding to the upside, but you know what I mean. So of course we can be like, okay, right, we got this range here towards the upside, cool. You get your impulsive structure up. Oh, okay, fine. If we look at the volume, we got a volume push here as well. Okay, works. But then you get a very deep retracement to the downside. And if we count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, your wave 4 hit the 618, right? That you take from this low here to the high, and then you toggle on the 618, and of course you hit it. So that's not great. Right? If you take it from this low, you still hit it. You really got to move down to here. But then we need to count this as a 1. This has to be like 2. And then we need a 3, 4, 5 to end it as an impulse. So we want to count it as a 4. Right? But counting it as a 4 would mean that we need a 2. And the 2 is the tricky part. So unless this is 2, 2, 2, and you have 4 and 4, so your 4s are 1 candle, right? So you have very, very short wave 4s and very long wave 2s, but most commonly a wave 4 is longer than a wave 2 and not the other way around. So if this red candle is a 4, this red candle is a 4, then what you can do is count it 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, fucking big 4, and another 5. Like your higher degree 4 is so much bigger than your lower degrees wave 4s. So that is the tricky thing on near, which I guess is also the reason why I didn't have an Elliott wave count on the chart before. Because on near, this structure is very messy. Very, very messy. So on near, we were looking for price to still see more downside, preferably move to the point of control and the blue box here, 354, 324. There's of course always the potential to count this impulsively. I mean, if you just look at the structure without counting it in detail, going to the lower time frames, you can see we have a sharp move to the upside, right? But I don't like to count this structure up as an impulse because of the start here, which is very messy. So I try to avoid it, and I prefer to look at the retracement. I prefer to look at the retracement. In a bearish case, double 1, 2, right? Not that great. In a double 1, 2, you look for wave 3 and you just want to move. Support should be like butter, right? Hot knife through butter. Poof. The longer you're gonna range here at support, the better it is for the bulls. Right now, this is quite a big move towards the upside, right? So if we do count this as some sort of an A, B, C, then yeah, you didn't hit the common target area for a wave C, A, B, C. If we count WXY, then you have this is your W, this is your X. Can we count a wave Y? Can we count a double zigzag here? A, B, A, B, and then you need a C. So you need your A, B, or A, B, C, W, X, Y, which of course would be bearish. But then you want to see the double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, bigger move towards the downside. So NEAR is currently in the same phase as many of the other coins. Looking for signs of strength locally, looking for support. Let's remove this one. A double 1, 2 here does not look great. It's a very long wave 2, very extended B. It is an altcoin, but it's just from an Elliott wave point of view, it's not pretty. So definitely interesting to look at corrective structures. Of course, double zigzag doesn't really work. Wave X is too high. WX and then Y. Wave X too high. If we count this corrective, okay, there we go again. Oh yeah, good point, Ash. Yeah. Yeah, looks like it. So if we want to count it correctively, we need to see one of these structures. Now, a triangle already doesn't work. We don't like triangles anyway. Zigzag, you need a 535 for a zigzag. The only way to count a zigzag here is A, W, X, Y, B, C. Of course, on the lower time frames, this is really messed up as well. It's all very three-wavy, very three-wavy structures. Not a nice 5-wave structure. But that would be a zigzag. But then, of course, your B is incredibly long, so it's not nice. Flat, for a flat, your minimum retracement would be the 0.9. In that case, you count a 3-wave A, B, C, which can then be part of a bigger WXY. 1 second here. Where is my regular flat? 0.9. We didn't touch it. Not on this chart. Which means you can't think about a flat. In a flat, you look for 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C, preferably, of course, moving below your A, most common. But now we took the low again, so then you move into WXY territory. So, triangle, nope. Zigzag, very long B, it's not impossible. Flat, didn't hit the 0.9, and then you move into WXYs. But a WXY double zigzag doesn't work if this is your X, it's too high. So in that case, we want to have A, B, C. This is your first W, then this is your X, and then move down in a zigzag Y. That would be a double zigzag. Your wave X didn't reach the 0.7 Fibonacci, which is exactly either or, doesn't really matter because you didn't get close. So yeah, then hit the 0.7 and then move down in Y, sharp zigzag. All right, 535 structure. You're running a little bit out of options. No, a zigzag A, B, C is an incredibly long B, so that's it's not too nice to look at a zigzag. But if we then look at a double zigzag, you need a W, you need an A, B, and then a C, but you see not even going below here. That's A, B, C, W, X, range, and X, and then another Y. You're gonna look for lower anyway. So yeah, WXYs would be a way to go here. So it's the 112 in a bearish scenario compared to a WXY in a more bullish scenario. Let me at least make it a folder. In both cases though, you're looking for more downside still. And preferably just hit support. Just go down, hit support. In a WXY, you would see W, preferably a bit longer X, range, and then move down for your Y. And in the bullish and in the bearish scenario, 112, but I don't really. 112 it's too early for me. Like I would need a big wave 3 and a hot knife through butter, move through support. The longer you're going to range here and stuff, the better it is. But preferably still look for a little bit more downside into support would be nice. The bullish count, it's a very, very annoying beginning for an impulse. So I don't like to count this really. I prefer to focus on the correction. So yeah, that's pretty much near for you. Tesla. Yo, maybe a band-aid. How you doing, man? Yo, how's the weather? You good? Moises Aguero, welcome. Make sure to vote, AJ. A lot of rain, yeah, and the storms as well. BTC up. Yeah, we got a solid wick from the weekly naked point of control at the moment. CM stop with Bitcoin move 1K and it's up, it's down, it's normal. Yeah, Bitcoin, of course, I mean, it's a volatile asset, so. Tasira Randula, Flex and Peeth, make sure to vote. Big Schnitzel, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing good, man. Maybe a big ABC in the day count in near, just an idea. Yeah, so that would be the zigzag. So your long B and then a C to the downside. Preferably, though, still hitting that point of control would be nice, right? Move down a little bit further, hit support, wait for signs of strength, and then look for entries there. Yeah, that would be interesting. Is scenario looking more bearish now? It's bullish till invalidation hit on Bitcoin, because a running flat is rare, right? It remains rare. So and the probabilities on the 4 hour on Bitcoin remain higher. This is an impulse to the upside, right? Not an ABC, because your wave C would be very extended. And also it would be a very weird wave C. So probabilities are higher. You're looking at an impulse here, right? Not a 3-wave structure. But the only way to count that bearish would be to count this a wave C, right? And that means it has to be a flat. But then you're going to be talking about running flats. So I know this is not the trading view chart, but just I don't have to switch. So then you have A, B, C, but you didn't take the high of A, right? A running flat, very rare, never preferred unless everything fails. Unless you count A, B, C and make this your A. But what is it then part of, right? So you have a finished 3-wave structure here then. A, B, C, okay, cool. W, then what? Like, how can we end like something at this low here to then count a flat? W, and wave B is very extended, hitting the 1.618. So yeah, but yeah, a running flat is never highest probabilities in Elliott waves. Short little thinking. can we end something here to start a flat even here to make an expanding flat? Wave B hit the 1.618 again. That is just uncommon for B, so that already lowers probabilities for A, B, C, right? This needs to be a three-wave structure as well, by the way. ABC, if this is a flat ABC, how do you even get a ABC? ABC, no. Yeah, you need to move yourself into WXYs, WX. Y. Flat X, zigzag. Flat X, zigzag. That's a wave A, B, C. B is then your flat, but B in a but then you have A, B, B. A flat in B and a bigger flat is not allowed. It's just not highest probabilities. Doesn't really make sense yet to really think about it, if you know what I mean. Okay. What's the time? What? My wife says time for pallets. It is starting to become time for pallets, meaning food. Already been live, of course, for a long time. A bit more elaborate analysis on every coin instead of going very quick, of course, because of the moves today. But a coin / stock, because we've also done NVIDIA. Bedtime. I had a nap, yo. This afternoon. I was so tired. Fell asleep on the couch. Came back from go-karting, which was great fun, by the way. Thanks for Don Carle for inviting me. I put a picture in... where did I put a picture? I think in Koen's content. Yeah. My wife took more pictures. So I got third in the last race. I was allowed to drive around with the flag in the final race. That was cool. 27 participants, I think, in our group. And in the end, I was 5th in points, and the last race I was 3rd. The last race I had a good go-kart. The first race was the worst. The second was okay, but a lot of understeer. And in the last race I had very good brakes and good straight line speed. I still had some understeer. The front didn't really grip, but the brakes and the speed were good. So that helped me. I was more confident on brakes in the final race. Of course, it's rental go-karting, so you never know what you get. It's like a lottery. Okay. Yeah, hit the 382. Of course, preferably on Tesla, you made your low here. If you do lose this low, you're simply going to be looking for your next range as support, right? Which is around the 0.5, actually just below the 0.5. High amount of volume moving into the low. Highest amount of volume in the low. Hello? Is typically something for wave C or wave Y, because in an impulse, right? In an impulse where you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in this case your 5 would be extended. 5 would have the highest volume, which is rare. So probabilities are higher to count a 3-wave corrective structure here, right? Part of a 4 at least, and look for another high on Tesla. Someone wrote about a triangle here. I had it in my folder, Samuel. Yes, so absolutely something to keep an eye on for wave 4. In this case, we then also don't take the low of A, which of course would be nice. But you want to move down for your E. So you have your ABC, 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 ABC. Look for another ABC. So we're working on A, preferably see a retracement in B, move down in C. Bit of support here. The previous range can act as support as well. Then look for signs of strength, and you want to move above your D, right? So you want to move down, right? Not break the low of C, then move up, take the high of D. Probably you get a bit of a retracement if you take either D or B. and then you look for continuation. Yeah. So the highest probabilities on Tesla is still bullish continuation on a monthly chart. On the weekly though, preferably look for a 3-wave move down. Let's see. Let's identify some confluences. So we have a monthly here. Nice rejection, by the way, at the monthly here. Oops. So that's solid. So you're in the range, trapped in the range. So we have this one. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, then you go much lower, but that's not interesting yet. This is good for now. Okay. $0.5 with the point of control, golden pocket with the weekly and the monthly, 786 with the value area low. Yeah, that's some nice little bit of confluence still to the downside though. So all of these levels, yeah, cool. But you do want to have a 3-wave structure in the triangle, of course. Yeah. Nice stuff. Of course, your invalidation is clear. That's taking out this low for a triangle, that is. But on the higher time frame, the probabilities are higher. This is a 3-wave structure, and therefore the probabilities on a monthly time frame are higher to look for 4 and another move up. So you have 3, you look for a retracement 3-wave structure. So your directional bias is up on Tesla. Right. Higher probability for a 3-wave structure down, increasing the probabilities that everything after is corrective, not impulsive, which increases probabilities to still move up. Even if you do go down, you expect price to take out this high. But a triangle is indeed a scenario we're keeping an eye on here because of the price action locally. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it now. Same amount of votes. You guys have been good, right? Okay. Good job, everyone. Good job. KASPA. Yeah, so this happens more often. It's interesting. It was the same with Modder and some others. So of course we've done all of these already. So yeah, KASPA, but yeah. You know, it's a relatively new chart, so there's not too much to analyze. There's not too much info yet, but we'll have a look. Pleasure, GB28. I'm intrigued. Well, CME at 6. We now have a gap up and below us. I don't know what so the CME gap to the downside. I don't actually know what the low of the gap is, but I can imagine we may have filled it. But now, of course, yeah, we have a gap to the upside. I agree. Refold multiplayer. Yo, Boris trying to find some gamers here. If it's not in the list, Adam, if you can't find it, I'm happy to add it. For next time. What's the best time frame to look in for sign of strength? Depends on your preferred time frame. For me, it's the 15-minute. But if you everyone is different and has a different strategy. So if for you the 1 hour is better, or a 4 hour, or a 5 minute, right? Then you take that one. But for my way of trading, it's the 15 minute. Okay, KASPA, let me put the time in. And after this, guys, we gotta slowly make it an end, right? KASPA. Why am I on this tab? Let me go here. We are at 241. Thanks everyone for the likes, by the way. Appreciate it. We went above 100. The COS USD index chart is a little older. I don't see. Wait, index? Where I don't have. Oh, here. No, that's BTC. I don't have in search. First. Oh. You mean this one? The crypto chart. Ah, I see. Okay, so in this case, you have 30th of May. And what's this? 26th of September. Okay, I see. Yeah. I didn't really have any analysis yet. Anyway, here. Oh, I do. Oh wait. Let me first actually see, what do I have here? Confluences. Okay. Okay. September 2022, and I guess that on the other chart you have one more. Yeah, so this is where I started counting the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't change my analysis though. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. But it's good to know. I might transfer everything after, but we do have a 5 wave in the one on the index chart then. So yeah. Okay, cool. To see Randula, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Maxias Castle actually don't have it. I don't know why. I don't know. Is it low liquidity or? We filled the one from the other week. I'm actually not sure what happens if we actually are below it now. We are just kind of in the middle of the current gap. Yeah, my English is garbage today. Good morning. It's already afternoon, of course, where you are. So, okay. KASPA. One of those cases where one of the counts on my chart is actually an extended 5. Interestingly. This is a double 1, 2, 3, 4. We never really touched the wave 4 target area, so it lowers the probabilities unless your 4 is not yet finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then preferably you look for a flat, right? So move towards the downside, hit the support area, and then move up. This is your most bullish scenario. You look for 5, and then 3, and 4, and 5, and then basically what you want to see is this, that. and then you continue this, right? And you're gonna create this, right? So you're gonna move more horizontal, you know what I mean? And then you're gonna be looking for that retracement to the downside, because you're losing speed, you're losing momentum to the upside, no? We do have interesting support to the downside, so yes, okay. Anyway, this one is it's interesting. It's an extended 5, so extended 5s, of course, not too common, but it can work. 1 and 3 quite similar in length, and then you have your 4 and your 5. However, that actually makes me think on this chart, this count works, because wave 3 is longer than your wave 1. However, wait, I'm so confused. Where's my chart? Wave 3, wave 1. 1 is November 22, 3 is March 23. November 22, and March 23. Okay. Whoa, I need. Yeah, so in this case, an extended 5 is not too pretty, because if this is your 3, it's actually shorter. You do have another range. I probably have to change my analysis to this chart, though. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna remove this. Bitcoin update was at the beginning and somewhere in the middle of the stream. We actually analyzed Bitcoin after AVAX, I think. So that must have been around 1 hour and 50 minutes into the live stream, I think, was the latest we looked at Bitcoin. Or we did it before AVAX. No, I think before, actually, after ONDO. Check like around 1.5 hours into the live stream. We did Bitcoin at the beginning, all the way at the beginning, or after ONDO. That was the latest. So ONDO was at 1 hour 20, and then I guess check 1.5 hours, 1 hour 35 minutes into the stream, and you should see the Bitcoin chart pop up. So yeah. Okay. So let's analyze this chart. I sometimes like to do this because this is still, even though of course it's already here for a few years, the only thing this coin has done is move up. And you can clearly see that time versus price, we are moving more horizontal now, making less gains per push, right? Ranges are becoming longer. So it start, you start to think about, hey, could we maybe a Band-Aid. Could we start looking for a drop? I'll check I don't know what's OP, guys. Did I analyze that today? We did Sol, ETH, NVDA, Link, ONDO, AVAX, near Tesla, KASPA. I don't know what OP is. Oh, optimism. Yeah, can always have a look at the end. But after this, we're slowly going to wrap it up. But KASPA. So on the chart, on the other chart, what I had was 1, 2, 3, 4, extended 5 was one scenario. But now we have this structure to the upside. I don't like to include this. So I prefer counting from this low here. And then we have a 1, 2. Volume. Not available. That's actually annoying that I don't have volume on this chart because it's important in Elliott waves. 1, 2. You can't say we had a very convincing 3. It's a very lazy 3. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so here's the thing. We can count a 1, 2 at the start, but it's like we never had a wave 4 yet. Let me explain. If you take a fib from the low of your 2 and you move it to the high, 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 pay attention, right? If we pull it here, right, and you can see we hit the 382, but this cannot be a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's overlap, not allowed. Okay, we pull it to the next one, to here. Extend it, we hit the 0.236 and almost the 382. However, now your wave 3 is a 3-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, if this is your 4, and then 5, right? It's a 3-wave in 3. That's not allowed. So then we have to move our fib up to this high, right? This one here. But then you can see we didn't touch the 236. Okay, we'll move it to this high. Still didn't touch the 236. Still didn't touch the 236. So the probabilities on KASPA are higher to look for a wave 4 still. You have your 1, 2. All of this lazy shit is wave 3, right? It's a slow move, grind to the upside. Slow, it's still high in percentage, don't understand me wrong. But you can see that when we look at wave 4, we never got a retracement that really got into the wave 4 price action, and we can't use these two ranges as a wave 4 compared to this 1, 2. So I'd actually be looking for a 4. Oh, sorry, I touched my mic here, earphone users. It's difficult to really get an idea of where your 3 ended here, if it's in. But on KASPA, you do start to think about, up. You from an Elliott wave point of view, you do have to start considering a retracement in a 4 at some point. It's difficult to know where your high of 3 is because of the subwaves, right? So yeah, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, then an extended 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Look for a 5, end of 3, retracement in 4, which should be a bigger sideways range, and then a move up in a 5. But of course, therefore, Bitcoin probably has to move down as well. So if Bitcoin would move in the bearish scenario, which is a flat structure, KASPA could move further down. So far, there's no reason to think 3 is in because we have market structure. It just did up, right? Higher lows, higher highs, higher low, high, or higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. What do we get? But when you look at the chart, it's almost like we didn't yet have a wave 4. Of course, so let me put this in a folder for now. Your alternative is a bunch of 1, 2s. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. You still need a 5. But anyway, you have 1, 2 and a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The problem with many 1, 2s is once you get into a triple 1, 2 on such a time frame, it's so uncommon. And that 1, 2, right? And then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 1, 2. You still expect a wave 2 retracement, right? So you need 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You want a very big 3, but we never got a very big 3. We got this lazy stuff, right? And a very long sideways range. So all things considered, got to be prepared for wave 4. I prefer to count this as a single impulsive structure in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Compared to a multi 1, 2, which of course is by far most bullish. It just doesn't really give that feels because of the long sideways nature. So yeah. So I would prefer looking for a 4. It's just difficult to know where your 3 ended. 1, 2, 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and 3 move down. I don't really like to go to the very low time frames. And of course, we're in price discovery. And the thing with price discovery is you got to wait for a range to form, right? So you made new all-time highs on the chart literally this week, right? So it doesn't make sense to talk about very bearish structures. It definitely looks so far like an impulsive structure. You're moving up higher highs, higher lows all the time, but we never really had a wave 4, right? We never had a wave 4 retracement. So it would be something I'd at least be looking out for, but I would need some signs of weakness locally, which at the moment we're just making higher highs and higher lows. So it's difficult to really be like bearish, and also wave 4, by the way, is still not bearish. You still look for 4, 5. So yeah, so yeah. So Bitcoin, OP. I'll have a look in a second. Shirley, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Any trades open? Yes. GB28. This is the most bullish monetary asset of all times. That's why it looks unusual. You mean KASPA? I mean, what is KASPA, guys? I don't know. What is KASPA? What is KASPA? Okay. I mean, interesting, but yeah, I mean, it's a sick move to the upside. I mean, that's of course absolutely insane. But yeah, these are like you got to be early. It's nice for trading. I mean, the last move up is still an 80% move, but now of course your percentage moves are a lot smaller compared to if you got in here. You know, you're thinking about thousands. So yeah. $15 or less. Interesting. So KASPA it is. It's interesting to keep an eye on it, but I you still look for retracements though. Like just like Bitcoin, you never only go up. You eventually you get to like 70-80% retracements, but don't forget a 70% retracement is 0.05, right? A 50% is 0.08. It's not far, right? Probabilities are not great to move back below 0.10, right? 0.010, that is. So 0.10 is only 40% still. Huh? Cheers, Factor Call. It's a pleasure. Make sure to vote, Vostrix. Crypto Bloodbath. Yeah, sharp corrective structure. Yeah. WXYs, ABCs. Nice wick on the weekly naked point of control. Your explanation for the 86 was really great. Watching your last video, I don't know why you say well to. Yeah, I mean it's not 100%, but yes, it's great in estimation directional bias. Estimating directional bias. The moment you hit an 886, the probabilities turn towards taking that 886 at a later stage. I just very shortly want to have a look here. We're at support. I don't even think I got a count on this thing. No. So in an expanding diagonal, though, your wave 3 preferably, of course, is longer than your 1, which it isn't. But yeah, I don't actually know why I have the invalidation here. I don't know what I spoke about last time. But yeah. In a contracting diagonal, a wave 3 can be a bit longer than wave 1. And in like new rules, and in an expanding diagonal, your wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest. So wave 3 is shorter than 1, but your 3 is not allowed to be shorter than your 5. Which it is. Wave 3 can never be the shortest in any bullish structure. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're on a logarithmic chart, right? Weekly time frame, big 100% moves. Your 3, right? Take a fib, low to the high to the low, right? 3 is shorter than your 1. However, your 3 is also shorter than your 5. That's not allowed. So you can't count an expanding diagonal here. You're not allowed to have a shortest 3. Wave 3 can never be the shortest, nor also in a diagonal. Wave 5 has to be shorter than 3. But I don't have a count on the chart because I just prefer to look at support resistance here and see the reaction, right? So potential here for again 3-wave structure correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have overlap between 1 and 4. I prefer looking at the correction compared to looking at the move up. So. Oh, 69 to 42. Holy moly, what? 1 second here. There we go. 69 to 42. Oh wait, that must be here then. Oh yeah. The lessons we all unfortunately learn, I mean probably fortunately learn at some time, right? Like it hurts, but it's part of the trading journey, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's big lessons. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have over 100. You maybe the 133. Thanks everyone for being here. Bitcoin downfall. Yeah, Bitcoin goes to 0. Yeah. I don't know. There's always innovation, but I'm not involved with fundamentals. I can trade any chart. I'm happy to trade KASPA. If KASPA takes a while, I'll just trade KASPA. But for now, I mainly trade Bitcoin. So. Bitcoin, but much faster. Bitcoin killer. I see. That's why there's interest. I do get quite some questions about alts, during the week. The problem is that doing an Elliott wave count on a chart takes a lot of time. So I do Bitcoin in detail down to the 15, but I can't do that on many alts and other stuff because time. It takes a lot of time to actually do good Elliott wave analysis unless you stay on the higher time frame. So that's why in an altcoin stream, I can do many alts in one stream because I stay on the weekly and the monthly, right? And there's less change and it's easier to analyze compared to having multi-time frame analysis. So, of course, if I would make videos about other stuff, it would be high time frame on the alts. And then Bitcoin is the main focus where I deep dive in lower time frame stuff. But it's time because every coin would be a separate video, which has to be recorded. So you have to do analysis, make a separate video. I do weekly or monthly generally, which means changes are very rare, right? So on KASPA, we now analyze KASPA, but before we really have any new info, we probably have to wait a month. So maybe in the future I'll have an altcoin channel. So you have the main koenztrading channel, mainly focused on Bitcoin, with altcoin streams, and then I can always in the future consider an altcoin channel. But it's gonna take a lot of my time, and that's the problem, right? I maintain a community, which is great. There's a lot of plans in the background of new stuff coming. I'm a trader myself, right? I make videos for Bitcoin and I analyze Bitcoin all the time and provide updates to the members, and I want to be there for the members. So I don't want to spend time recording all the time, and Bitcoin is the main focus. So that is why I got a lot of questions about alts all the time when I was focusing on Bitcoin in the beginning of my YouTube channel. And then eventually I was like, okay, you know what? Like I'm going to do an altcoin live stream. So I did and that, people watched it, people enjoyed it. And I was, okay, we can do this once a month. And now I do it once a week. So I'm already upping the frequency. So now I do altcoin streams once a week and the community votes. And yeah, I mean, maybe at some point we do it twice a week, but I you know, Bitcoin remains the main focus, and the alts is usually Altcoin Sunday, right? Like today. I guess I still have to look for a good balance. If I would increase altcoin content, how I would approach it. Yeah, it's. I think once a week altcoin streams are pretty good. We stay on the weekly and monthly time frame, so therefore generally weekly and daily, actually weekly daily time frame. So most of the time, not much changes in a week, and it's good to do once a week. Check the alts. Which work nicely. Like if you're gonna up the frequency of altcoin streams, you need to go down to a 4-hour or 1-hour time frame to talk about new stuff. So I think currently we have a good system going with like alt streams once a week. What's up, bro? Wizard, how you doing? But Jay and GB28, you guys should get in touch with one another. Maybe you already know each other from a Discord group, but I would recommend to at least get in touch with one another, because it seems like you two are definitely interested in KASPA. So make sure to check out. I don't know if you guys are part of the community in Discord, but if you are, then you know, add each other here. Just go somewhere to general and you know, get in touch with one another. I think community is great. Knowing other people that are passionate about the same projects is always good, you know. You can share analysis. Be aware of scammers, but by the looks of it, you two are good. Do you still play any games for chill? Let's make one day off from the chart. Chill in. I don't play as much as I would maybe like to. Of course, I always like playing games, but oh, that looks very nice. Huh? Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, it's time to wrap things up, everyone. But I don't play as much as I maybe would like to. I haven't touched a video game in months, to be honest. I used to be a professional gamer. I watch gaming online, but I really enjoy trading, making content, business, community. So my work is pretty much my hobby. But if I would play a game, it's probably going to be Trackmania, Rocket League, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Maybe we can do like a gaming stream on my Twitch channel one day. Yeah, sure. See how many people hop in and maybe play together. It can be fun. I will post it in Discord if I do. Maybe like a Trackmania stream. Should be fun. Yeah. Okay, we go up now, please. I mean, no one controls. I don't control Bitcoin, but we have a good reaction at the weekly naked point of control, right? Something we like to see. Guys, I gotta wrap things up. I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. Yeah. So that's why. Almost 13K subscribers. Yeah, jeez. Guys, thanks for the support, yo. What's up, Mark, by the way? Why did the Elliott wave trader bring a life jacket to work? Because they were expecting a big wave and they don't want to be underwater. Ashley is laughing. Yeah. Okay, it's so stupid, it's funny. Can you post the link? Oh, it's in the description, but I'm happy to give you the link as well. Invite, pin, copy. Yeah, that's another. Make sure to get in touch with one another. I mean, the probabilities haven't changed, Royal Spies, compared to previous content on Bitcoin. We were looking for price to hit this level. It has done. Look for some local signs of proof. Probabilities are still higher to take this high at a later stage. Oh, well, in the bearish scenario, we can also always take that low later. But probabilities are higher for an A or 1 here compared to this being a wave C, because then you have a running flat. And a running flat is never preferred unless all of the other structures fail. Okay. So, guys and girls, I really gotta end this. You know, I gotta have some food and chill a little bit. Highest probability on JASMY is this. So there you go. We covered JASMY. Yeah, wave 4 of a lower degree, important support. That's where we are. So Voila, there you go. Okay. Whoo. What a stream. What a stream. So, thanks everyone for popping in and watching the analysis. So what we have done is we actually did JASMY at the end as well, shortly. I showed you the highest probability for literally 10 seconds. But yeah. Oh, let me talking about this. That would be 0.027 to 0.014. Okay, there you go. Cool. So, thanks everyone for being here. In the stream, I'll put in the timestamps after, right? So we did Solana, first of all, Bitcoin at the very beginning. Then we did Solana, ETH, NVDA, Link, ONDO, AVAX, NEAR, Tesla, KASPA, OP very shortly, and JASMY, right? So I'll put the timestamps in, but I'll first eat with my wife here. Then tomorrow we go back to normal content. So in the morning expect an update, and then live stream in the afternoon, and then another update in the evening, because we are of course it's going to be the week Monday to Friday, and in the weekends it will be more random. So I'll because I moved countries, so we want to explore, meet people, all that stuff. So but smells good. All right. What? Yeah. So which pivot or level is bullish now? Just the analysis hasn't changed on Bitcoin. So the weekly naked point of control at 57.8 is touched, and now look for some signs of strength locally. So bullish probabilities are still higher than the bearish probabilities. But everyone, thanks for being here. Appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you again tomorrow.